my name is Braden and welcome to Nyosi Wildlife Reserve.
So on the left hand side is some of our current accommodation.
Oh, look at it!
So we've got 7 cabins in total. We've got our family cabin on the back, the wooden faced one, and then we have 6 other cabins. 4 of those 6 are standard out, they're exactly the same inside and out. And then cabins number 5 and 6 are our honeymoon suites. So those have private hot tubs on the right hand side of the cabin.
How many people can your cabins host?
So each cabin is a 2-sleeper cabin, officially. They can do a 3-sleeper if it's a child under 12. Because there's a sleeper couch. Yeah. But yeah, my recommendation is always 2 sleepers.
How long has Nyosi
Been around.
been around?
So it's 2 years old now. Yeah. Well, December was 2 years old. So it's a very new game reserve. So you see as we're driving along, it is still one of those. It's a work in progress all the time. We've got a lot of projects on the go currently. So things like, I can't say too much unfortunately. That's roller coaster, but things like the Lion project, another potential elephant project. We've got obviously the Cheetahs currently ongoing, potential future breeding projects as well. And then at the end of the day, we're always trying to repopulate the reserve with more and more game species. So that is going to be an interesting day. We're going to spend the whole time figuring out where we know each other. Yeah, no, nothing. So you can see the one at the back here that keeps turning side to side. That is the stallion. That is the big boy of the herd. We've got 2 youngsters here in this herd. And then, yeah, this herd specifically is actually quite nice. They tend to roam in this region. And there's actually there used to be a bit of water here with all this lush green grasses. So this is a natural wetland that they like to come to. But yeah, one thing you'll notice straight away, obviously by looking at them, besides for the fact that male is staring at us like a piece of meat, is that also their striping is slightly different to that of your Burchell's or your plain zebra.
Yeah, it's kind of closer to each other and darker.
Correct, yeah. So your black stripes are...
I can impress you. The man what we have.
Yeah, so your black stripes are a lot thicker, and there's no what we call shadow stripes between them. So it's just thick black and white stripes, meaning that they do tend to look darker. But these are the Cape Mountain zebra. These are not your Burchell's or your plain zebra like you would find in Addo or in Krachakama. Yeah, these ones are slightly different. But also only between 3,000 and 5,000 left of these bad boys in the wild. But their numbers are on the increase. So they have actually been taken off the ICUN red lists and all of that, because their numbers are stable as long as they are in protected areas like they are in most private game reserves. You'll struggle to find Cape Mountain zebra in a public reserve besides for Mountain Zebra National Park. If I remember correctly, I want to say it was born in like November last year. Yeah, if I recall correctly off the top of my head. That's
Our friends on Gqeberha had one little zebra that was blind.
Oh no.
And the mum abandoned it. So they took the little one to the vet.
Yeah.
And it was just a enzyme or some deficiency, and the vet gave them something, and the zebra saw again, could see
Jeepers,
again.
yeah.
And they raised it at home.
And
then they took it back to release it because it became like a dog in the house.
Yeah.
It walked like
running around, little baby zebra. Hello, my girlie.
Is it the only one?
No, so
okay, you said there's cups.
Look just to her right behind the bush. I can just see an eyeball sticking out. There's another cub just sat down as well.
How old are the cubs?
They are just over 11 months old now. So we've got 3 females and 1 male. But yeah, so as you can see, obviously with mom and the cubs being in the enclosure, they unfortunately don't hunt for themselves in here. And the interesting thing is that mom was actually a fully raised cat. She was a captive raised cat initially. So for 4 years of her life, she came from Hoedspruit, in Hesk, Hoedspruit Endangered Species Center. And so with that, fully captive raised. The zebras behind you, by the way, are fully rewilded. Point she became fully self-sufficient. So she was hunting for herself, looking after herself and everything.
Yeah, because I think that's the aim at the end of the day.
Just finished high school actually.
Oh, okay.
So I'm doing somewhat of a gap year.
Yeah.
And I will work here, so I'll be in South Africa for 3 months.
Okay.
And then I will go to the US
Okay.
for another month, and then to Japan for 3 months.
Oh, okay.
A bit of traveling.
Yeah, a bit of traveling. But I'm from Germany, year of traveling around, and I had some projects going on before the past half year, which I had to finish. But then after my traveling, I will go to Switzerland to study there.
What are you going to study?
Probably physics or mathematics. But I'm interested in technology, but also nature, and maybe I will go into the management and business kind of direction. But it's like I'm interested in many things. But
You might fall in love with this because this
Yeah,
is
I know.
something so beautiful.
I know.
This man is ridiculously clever.
I can see that.
There's smart people in this world, and then there's him.
There's smart people and there's brilliant people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
As we've got my runt coming to say hello to us today.
Luckily there's no lion here, otherwise you wouldn't stand next to the vehicle, no?
I would actually. I'll be honest. There's worse ways to go. No, I'm.
Guides are their own kind of species. I've learned that already.
Yeah, he's been here 3.5 weeks. He's learned.
Yeah.
So quickly. Really?
So that's the thing with animals. At the end of the day, is as a guide, you learn very quickly. They're playing, and you're automatically scared of the dog. What's going to happen? The dog's going to come to you because it wants to figure out why am I.
Oh,
why
it's
are you
got
scared?
something.
Maybe it's a rabbit.
Did you put live rabbits in here for them?
No,
But they might jump under
They've
the fence.
hunted
they
something.
got
now.
under the fence.
They weren't playing. They were hunting in front of us.
That's nice. Quite lucky. I've not seen that in the 3.5 weeks I've been here.
2 seconds, guys. Let me loop around. Are you proud of yourself, eh? Are you panting away? You proud of yourself, big boy? Big boy, my bad. You guys confuse me every day. This is the male, as you can very clearly see. Hello, big girl.
Okay, there, she still got it.
Yeah, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. That's
No,
skin.
It looks like skin or,
What
or cloth or something. It's skin of something.
It's skin, yeah. Ah, they're just playing with it.
But what kind of skin is it? What are you doing?
No. Oh, yes, I didn't even see her. Alright, let's just sneak up. Did
That's a springbok skin.
you see what that is? What is that? That's a... I know what that is. That's annoying. That is very irritating. How do they find this stuff? It's a cloth.
No, it's definitely not a cloth. It looks like a skin.
It's just the way that they were holding it. It didn't... I'll see if they pick it up again.
Well, for 5 seconds, I thought that we saw them killing something.
I thought so too. I'm glad I didn't send that message.
Yes.
It's here with this cub lying
fine.
here. Pick it up, 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 pick it up. Oh, I'm still not sure.
It does.
I actually don't know.
Like a piece of skin because it's a bit
Yeah.
harder than a
Yeah.
cloth.
Yeah.
A cloth would be soft in hand.
Yeah.
Unless it's an old chamois. Hey, my girl.
They want stuff to play with, it seems.
Yeah.
Cats must play their prey to death.
Ah, and here
She's gonna
you
walk
go.
right next to us.
Wow, they're beautiful.
Little mama dearest. So where mom is going now, if she had to go and lie under that tree, maybe it is. Yeah, so you're gonna lie there.
But she looks skinny, ne?
So cheetah are always very streamlined
but
cats.
it,
Yeah.
it looks so skinny.
Ah, she's just lay down. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
they
that
do.
can
Yeah,
be
yeah.
then.
Yeah, to me, then probably looks
Because
like
it's a
warthog.
darkish skin, yeah, with the black on it.
Makes sense.
Do you have a lot of warthog here?
We don't have any warthogs, but no, I have zero. I'll explain why I'm not bringing warthogs onto the reserve, because there's a very, very good reason for it. But so all the warthogs that we do get are from they obviously for the cheetah to be able to feed.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's from hunting farms and
Yeah.
places where they cull them and all of that. So it's all ethically acquired. The reason why I won't bring warthog onto Nyosi, very small reserve, but also obviously with all the fynbos around, the grazing value of the reserve is actually not as good as what we'd want. So we need more browsers than grazers on the reserve.
Yeah.
Now the problem with warthogs is one warthog will actually churn up the same amount of soil as 4 cows in a single day, or 4 buffalo in a single day.
My goodness.
And do you combine that with the fact they can breed up to twice a year and have up to 6 piglets in each breeding cycle, you're looking at one pair of warthogs within 1 year can become 14 warthogs. Within the second year, now each one of those as a pair, if there's let's say 6 and 6, you look at that exponential growth rate within 2 or 3 years.
And you're not hunting here to control them. So we stay in Lorraine. We stay in the same street. And people, there's a little, what do you call
Ek
it?
noem dit 'n creek.
Yeah, creek.
Yeah.
And there's, what do you call it?
Porcupine.
Porcupine there.
Yeah, we've got
In the middle of the city.
I video it because of the guinea fowls.
Yeah.
They hunt the babies.
I want that. That's such a cool photo. I will get that photo one day. I want mom and 2 cubs on termite mounds. Yeah. Like one of my dream photos to get. So beautiful.
How fast can they run?
So top speed, officially they say the top speed is top recorded speed of a cheetah is 114 kilometers an hour. And that was in captivity. In the wild, they'll typically run at about 90 to 95 k's an hour. She also knows my voice, so she's also thinking, she knows she can trust me. So because of that, she's trying to get the cubs to trust the vehicle more. Oh, these look good. Let me see if I can find where the babies have gone.
Your herd is increasing. Look at the baby.
Yeah, so we have 24 in total now. When I started here, we had 13 officially.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're coming up to us.
Yeah, so when they walk up, just stay completely silent. These buffalo are very curious animals, and they do like to come and say hello every now and then. Come and pop in for a quick visit.
That one lying down looked like the older one, hey?
Yeah. That what, the one lying down by the bush?
Yeah.
No, so that is actually Medusa. That is our dominant female, our pathfinder.
Oh.
Yeah. You can see how this female is allowing the young one to be curious, and she's actually bringing the baby up to the vehicle. So this is pure curiosity.
And they're all coming. All bang shoot up.
And here comes the big bull. And arguments raging in the
Yeah, I
background.
see that.
There's Papa.
Papa, you done
Yeah,
well this
that
year.
big boy.
Yes. I do think that it must be nice for them that there are no predators around.
Yeah, they're loving life right
Yeah.
now. It's
Otherwise, they're nervous all the time.
exactly.
see a collar around that one. Why?
Correct, yeah. So
Is
she
it to trace them or what?
Yeah. So originally when they arrived, she was actually the pathfinder or the dominant female. And if you look at her carefully, you can see she's actually quite skinny.
Yeah.
So she's a very, very old girl.
Old,
We sometimes think she's got, I'd say probably a maximum of 2 years left, but possibly less than that. So she's really just helped the herd establish themselves on the reserve. And then she actually handed over her reins to that one that's lying down there.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's the one that got the collar, but we are talking about moving the collar over at the end of, or sometime in this year.
Yeah.
But right now she stays with the herd because the herd doesn't move very quickly, so we've got no real worries in that sense.
Yeah.
Just a big bull that's posing for us a bit here now. Yo.
So Nate, isn't this special on your birthday? You get such a pose so close to you.
Yeah. And the water's dripping from his nose.
Yeah. You see how cute this little one is, eh?
Look at the ears. Look at the ears.
The little horns.
Dis nou oor gespits te wees, hoor.
You must have that if you want to do proper wildlife photography.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, and you're in the perfect occupation position to do that.
yeah, I love what I do as well. Guys, what is going on? Aha, there, that's what's being made. That makes sense. So we decided to come here in order to try and remove most of the reeds out of the dam.
But it took a
That
lot
was
longer.
good. That was a very nice initiative.
Yeah, it was a lot longer than we expected. You'll see there's a lot to do, but at the same time we did make a nice big dent in the population, which immediately as we were doing it, what we did notice is that once the wind picked up, sorry, there's a road, once the wind picked up, is it actually started creating surface ripples on the water, which wasn't happening before because of the reed. So you can actually see some of the reeds still around in the mud.
Oh, you did it! You guys did a great job.
So, and this is...
So did you go into the water?
Yeah, we were swimming. That's why my back was so sunburnt. So that's why I say we have beef with this dam.
And how deep is it?
So we're just off where those ducks were, or
Yeah.
where they are now, in the middle there, was probably it was like middle
Just
chest.
Really?
Yeah. And that's in this shallow depth. This water can get up to the bottom of those trees, which means I'll be swimming if I'm in the deep.
Okay, so they told me there's a borehole that feeds this.
Yeah, so that solar panel at the
Yes,
back
okay.
is a borehole, and then there's a whole drainage line just the other side of these shrubs
Okay.
that runs all the way down, and then we'll...
So where's the river?
So there's currently the river will then, if this overflows, it runs that way. So the
Okay.
borehole enters just next to where the river exits, the
Okay.
lower point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the plan for here, so we don't have the borehole on currently, because I wanted to remove all these reeds before we put the borehole on.
Of course, yes.
Because once the borehole's on, obviously this will fill up. I mean, it's going to take a long time. But this will fill up to those trees.
Yes.
And then naturally there'll be a lot of surface water.
Yes.
Surface movement.
Yes.
And also with it being so deep at that point, because you can see it's very much a bowl shape. With it being so deep, the sun won't penetrate to the floor, meaning the reeds and stuff won't grow.
Did you
but when
bring
it's
those
shallow,
ducks
it'll-
here or did they arrive by
No,
themselves?
this is natural.
They arrived as
Yeah,
well?
the yellow bull ducks are very natural here, which is nice.
So where were they before they were water?
So this dam, for some reason, there's always water here.
Oh,
This
okay.
dam does very, very well there.
Oh, okay.
There's a few, there's want to say 2 or 3 dams on the reserve that
Oh,
are
okay.
pretty
So
much
this is
always
not the
have
only
water.
one.
Yeah.
Where are the others?
The other 2 are on the far eastern side.
Okay.
So that's why the giraffe are that side now.
Okay.
Yeah, because this dam, as I say, we've spent quite a bit of time here. And so obviously with human activity around here, they're going to want to move somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah, but the plan for this, because of the depth of the dam and the shape of the dam, you can see animals like elephants would comfortably be able to walk into the dam. Whereas, you know, normally if you just have a steep-sided bank, they're not going to want to jump in like us as humans jumping into a swimming pool. So they want to be able to walk in comfortably. So a dam like this with the shape, in the future, the goal is to hopefully get our elephants to swim here. That's why we're doing, or why I have the plan of doing what I'm doing with removing the reeds and all of that. Because I want to try and get the illies to swim here. Because I mean, you can see it. Imagine parking here in the afternoon and the elephants are swimming, and you know you got the sunset on the left, illies swimming. That's just, I mean, you can't go wrong.
No.
If you ask me.
No. Take 2 and 2 together.
Do you know, I always forget her mom's name, Madly Hopapa? I forget her mom's name now. So they grew up, or Madly grew up, she went to Fraser, and her mom was the accountant at Woodbury and Amakala and all of that.
Is that little white thing an animal?
There's crowned lapwings here, and there's a couple of wagtails as well that I can see.
Okay.
Yeah. My head remembers. She has the crowned lapwings.
Okay.
Yeah.
You haven't been in school in France?
No, I didn't. Martley went to school in France.
The kiwi that looks gorgeous. She's lonely. That's strange.
Yeah, so this is a very young individual. So there's probably a few more around here somewhere. There's generally a herd of around 12 that hang out in this region. So they're probably around somewhere. Also, those white stripes are still very clearly defined. So the lighter coloration plus those white striping tells me it's a very young individual.
Oh, okay.
And then also like the lighter coloration on the back of its neck. Also on the top of the, what some would refer to as a mane, effectively.
Yeah.
On
That's the hair that we talked about when we thought that skin was.
Yeah.
It looked like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of the time there are a lot of animals up there. So that was my thinking is, when you remember when we reversed and I was like, I don't know which side I'm going to go today.
Yeah.
If I'd gone left, we go to that big plain. So if we
Okay.
go that way, chances are we're not going to have time to see the elephant. Stop running. Stop running. Stop running. There we go. Slowly but surely we are getting them comfortable. Yo.
They all have babies. So I can see us.
Yeah.
I can't zoom in that far with the phone.
Yeah, so the kudu, they are naturally occurring here.
En my klein karretjie sou nie dit kon.
Massive tortoise.
Really?
Behind the bush.
Yes! Simone! We've got a tortoise, Simone! Look at that. In its natural habitat.
Yeah, that is a monster leopard
Jurassic.
tortoise.
And Paleozoic has still got a long way to go. But they angulate the tortoises, so they will never get this big.
Yeah, this one's the leopard.
Yeah.
This big one. Yeah, so this is actually a big female. So her territory size is very interesting.
Yeah.
So her territory spans from the middle of this valley. I've seen her walking on the road in the valley,
Yeah.
up onto this ridge,
Yes.
down through the middle of this valley on the left somewhere,
Yeah.
to the dam we were just at,
Yes.
and then all the way around here. And then she's generally in this valley or at the dam, and she just wanders like this. Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, she's a big girl.
Yeah. Well spotted.
Thank you. Doesn't happen often that my eyes function.
And then they're also dandelions.
Oh yeah, those are good ones.
Yeah, and then they apparently hay.
Hey.
Yeah, but then I was very surprised at that. That was a recent discovery when I actually googled to get a name for a Paleozoic.
Yeah.
And then I priced the hay at the pet shop. My goodness, it's almost 100 rand for a tiny little bag.
Yeah. No, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But what you must do is grow couch grass.
Couch grass.
Yeah.
Oh,
Couch grass. Highly nutritious. Very, very good at storing water.
okay.
And tortoises go ape for it.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely love it. And then also prickly pear.
Oh, thank you
Yeah.
for the
Prickly pear is a
tips.
good one.
Yes.
But that one you'll have to manually break leaves off and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
but they like succulents.
They love prickly pear.
Okay.
Also same thing.
I do throw die ek het spekboompies.
Yeah.
So I will break that off and go and throw it in because the spekboompie doesn't grow in the area that they hang
Oh,
around.
really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sorry, there's a lot of slate stone here.
Yeah, but because of the sandstone, the way it was designed here, it looks like slate.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just the way it's been compressed. Yeah, so apparently the elephants were down here earlier.
Oh, this is the riverbed.
There's a riverbed there, yeah.
Oh, this is magnificent. Never ever did a dry river look so nice to me.
When I first got here for my interview, the elephants were down here, and every now and then they love it down here in the summer months.
Yeah, because it's dense, and this is what they want.
It's cooler. There's a river system.
So we
There
will-
they are.
Rhino, you're not serious, way.
Straight in front,
Right in front of
just to the right, just behind the road.
I don't see it.
Yeah, they're not grey. But there's a very
Oh, look at that.
Hold on tight, guys. This is quite lovely. Alright, you ready?
Yeah,
Hold on.
okay.
Yeah, so the ellies here aren't grey because of the sandstone soil being a red clay soil. It's whenever they dust bathe, it's naturally over time it just stains their clothes. I mean, think about putting red clay on your clothes. It doesn't come off no matter how much you try.
Yeah.
I mean, my white socks would attest to that.
Yeah, they are. This is the Nyosi elephants, people. The Nyosi elephants. Okay, now I'm glad I didn't buy a boerboon tree because this is what it is.
Beautiful flowers.
Lovely.
Let me go a little bit forward. Hello, big boy. So this is our big boy. We recently decided to give him the name Inkosana, which in Xhosa means prince. I feel like it's quite fitting. Eh?
Yeah.
And the elephants, the males, their heads are round, and the females more like a.
Very angular. Yeah.
Gqeberha.
Yeah. Yeah.
And isn't there something about their tusks as
The
well?
tusks never stop growing, so it will forever grow. The thing is that they use their tusks every day to help break branches and things like that. So an elephant can be like a human; they can be right or left-handed. So you'll see that with their tusks, sometimes the one tusk will be more worn than the other one, and that's purely because they're just right or left-handed. So it looks like they might want to come down. So that's why I'm sitting like this.
My game ranger is in America, so.
So with elephants, they never actually die of old age. This is a very unfortunate thing about elephants. They actually die of starvation.
Yeah.
So with their teeth, they have 6 sets of teeth that last around 10 years each on average, depending on their diet. So if they have a diet filled with very soft material, like for example spekboom and stuff like that, their teeth might be able to last a little bit longer, maybe another 5 years per set, or between 2 to 5 years, which means that they can then live for a bit longer. Whereas if their diet is comprising of a lot of hardwood and stuff like that they'd have to break down and grind, they'll tend to live a little bit shorter over life. To the point,
the life expansion?
generally on average around 60 to 65 years, on average. But as I say, if they have
If their diet comprises of soft material, they might live to 70 or 75. Whereas much harder material, maybe 50 to 55. So it just depends on their diet. Hello, big boy. Little teenager. So he's only 6 years old.
Now you can hear breaking some branches.
Makes sense.
Now he's just standing.
No, so he's going to test himself. He's going to test. So he's either going to have a nap or he's going to test us. It depends on how he feels on the day. Yep, he's going to come down. Yep, so he's picking up our scent now. So, but yeah, so with him, he was born in 2018.
He's smelling through.
Yeah, he's smelling us.
Yeah, so he's apparently smelling us. He obviously heard us talking, and he's like, "Oh, I want to come back and investigate."
And it's not dangerous if they come closer?
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, so with them...
They don't eat humans, eh?
No. They're
No,
pure
I'm just
herbivores,
joking.
yeah. No, so we actually... It sounds crazy. We actually want them to come up to the vehicles and smell the vehicles. Because over time, what that means is it actually means that they'll trust the vehicles
Relax,
more.
yeah.
So therefore, they'll build that trust and that relaxation. So that in the future, when we're driving, if we come around a corner and, potentially have a close encounter by accident, they're not going to react badly.
Yeah, I hear it.
So it's all about trust at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And whether it's an elephant, a cheetah, a buffalo, a giraffe, a zebra, an impala, if you build that trust with the vehicles,
yeah,
animals they'll do anything. They're really, really cool. It's a spur fowl. But yeah, so you can see a lot of people. I was hoping you'd do it again. So a lot of people get very nervous when elephants flap their ears.
Yeah.
That's a very, very common thing that people get nervous about. But yeah, there's actually a very valid, very simple reason why an elephant's going to flap its ears.
Cool them off.
And it's actually not to show aggression, surprisingly. They actually will flap their ears to cool their body temperature down. So if you look behind his ears, if he opens his ears for us, so just watch him while he's flapping every now and then. You can obviously feel the temperature starting to increase, especially with the humidity. But if you look, every time he flaps his ears, you can actually see the veins on the back of his ears. So their skin around their ears is very, very thin. So because of that, every time he flaps his ears, he's actually cooling down the blood in those veins on the back of his ear. And then as it circulates around the body, it cools the body temperature.
Wow, goodness.
Yeah. That's why you'll often find with elephants, if they're very, very hot and
How often do you have an anti-poaching team, and is poaching a problem?
So, unfortunately, I obviously can't say too much regarding the anti-poaching team from a safety for them and for the reserve. We do have an anti-poaching team, and at the end of the day, we are surrounded by euthanasia, within the building limits of euthanasia and PE. So, there's always going to be things like meat poaching and snaring and stuff. That's a common occurrence on all game reserves. And it is a challenge that we actively face every single day. And so we are managing that as best as we possibly can. Yeah. Unfortunately. Well, I mean, I'm not
So
gonna lie
there's
to you.
definitely an elephant over there. You can see the trees moving.
Movement, yeah.
Yeah, that's. So I'm not gonna lie. Why we drive Land Cruisers?
Yeah. Good, look where we're going. Oh, I love the water.
Okay, so all the Ellies are actually at the back,
Okay.
behind the matriarch, which is interesting. So that means they might be in the road then. So I'm happy that we're turning around. Yeah, matriarch's having a nap. You can see her on the top of the ridge there. You just see the back of her neck sticking out.
Hierso. Maar my vader
nap
was
time.
so net so op, net
Ja.
daarso. Jy sal sien daar so bruinerigheid.
Ja.
As jy van die bo af afkyk so.
Nee, wat is er aan 'n excellent?
There might be one very close.
That'll be the young boy who is here.
Yeah, it's very strange that the others aren't, because they normally herd together.
Yeah, you can only hear them as well.
Yeah, around here. How much life is in the
Yeah,
bushes,
I know.
eh?
It's crazy. Yeah. You cannot even see the elephants. Then imagine how much else.
Yeah, all the other smaller ones.
It's crazy, you can't see it from here. That might be the male, the young boy. That makes so much sense. So that is the one that's just got up now. That is the second in charge.
Yo.
So she's also quite a big
She
girl.
looks big, hey?
Yeah. So
Almost bigger than that one.
So she's actually a little bit older. She's about 22 years old. Whereas our matriarch is only about 17 years old.
How do you know how old they are?
So Shamwari, where they come from, they actually had ID kits and they knew exactly when they gave birth.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got all of the ID kits from Shamwari. So I know all of their.
There, the one is at the top.
There
Yes.
we go, finally.
1, 2, 3, 4 that we saw.
Yeah.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the little one, it's 5.
No,
Isn't
this
it?
one here in here is the little
Is it the
one.
little
Yeah,
one?
it's the
Okay,
male,
then
yeah.
we've got one missing.
This way.
Yeah, so they gave me all their ID kits, and so I actually know pretty much exactly when they were born. So my matriarch is turning 17 now, the month of March. They don't know exactly when she was born, but the first time she was seen was the month of March. So could be her birthday nowish. Yeah.
Can you see on the skin that they are older than the younger ones?
That, and also having spent the past year and a half, I can tell just by
No,
looking
but
at the bum.
generally,
Generally,
can you see, does the skin get more wrinklish towards getting older?
Generally, I mean, kind of. It's also, you know, that skin wrinkles is also walking through thickets and stuff. It's just scar tissue, just also recovering. So it will, in theory, get more and more wrinkly. But as I say, it's also just, in general, could also be genetics. You know, some are more wrinkly than others. There you can see the matriarch sitting very nicely on the side. They're just absolutely munching away now.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
Branches break.
Sounds of nature.
Oh,
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Remember quickly, that is a dust bathing site where she's standing right now. So you might get a nice waft of dust around there.
Why is that?
They're a very close-knit family group. So elephants are
Just
run
to
by a
stay
dominant female,
Yeah.
and they've got very complex emotions that, as humans, we honestly don't understand. The emotional state of an elephant is far outweighs what humans could ever imagine. And so because of that, they often don't like to venture too far away from each other. The only time I've seen it here in Nyosi was our matriarch up there on the top. She was obviously learning the reserve, and she decided the one day she was going to go exploring. So she left our second in charge, which is this big female over here, in charge of the 3 youngsters, which is 2 teenage females and then the young boy. And so she was in charge, and they were sitting just on the other side of this ridge. And I was sitting with them for about 40 minutes, and I kept looking, and I was like, I don't know where my matriarch is. And her GPS collar hadn't pinged on the tracking system, so I had no idea where she was, and I knew she was somewhere because of how relaxed they were. And the next minute, literally, I wish I was like 40 minutes later, after sitting with them for so long, I just heard this trumpet come from the middle of the reserve. But the loudest trumpet I could have ever heard. I was so surprised by it. And so what happened was she called them to say, hey, where are you? That was the reaction, because her reaction was she trumpeted back. Oh, my ears were deaf afterwards. But she trumpeted back, and then I heard nothing. It was complete silence. But it was just 2 trumpets. And I was like, and at the time I didn't know what it was. The next minute I just see our matriarch running through the valley, like full speed running as fast as she can.
and then she like vocalizes, she responds, and they just start talking to each other. And it was after that then they eventually came up together. They all interacted, lots of talking and vocalizing, and then they were all completely silent, and then they just wandered off, and they all went down into the valley to where the matriarch came from. And then it was about 6 or 7 months after that they spent a lot of time in that valley.
Wow.
So in theory it's up to about 20 k's.
Yes.
In reality in reality it's about up to 20 k's. In theory they actually say that those vibrations can be felt up to and roughly about 100 kilometers away.
My goodness, because sometimes you see them at the water holes and then all of a sudden it's like they freeze.
Yeah.
With the trunk on the ground.
Correct, yeah.
And they kind of like can stand like frozen there for a while, and then pick up and then all of them go together.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
If you stay at the watering hole for a bit longer after that, you'll generally find another herd might come in.
Yeah.
And the reason why is it's the herds talking to each other, saying, hey, I'm a bigger herd, I'm a smaller herd, can I come?
I've seen that. It's amazing. I know he loves to pull my forks, and he's collected crazy roots. Then I tell him that after about 24 hours,
Find the taro.
Find them all.
These bioslides here. Now we are bundu bashing. This is what you call African bundu bashing. Excellent drawing. And then he does it with one hand as well.
And then look at that view.
Oh, look at the view.
How's that, Still one of my favorite views on the reserve.
Yeah, I must say it is beautiful. Just don't go on the bumpy road because I'm standing now.
No worries.
Jou spookhuis rook dan nou. Kyk ek verkeerd.
Yeah, there's smoke behind it.
There.
Yeah. Someone's obviously burning something there.
There's
No, it's the ghosts, man. Just don't spoil the fun. It's the ghosts. We actually spotted the ghosts as well.
look at that one. He looks like kind of.
Yeah, so this is the same herd we had earlier. But the reason they would have come this way is to dust bathe. So again, like the elephants rolling around on this red clay soil, their coat gets covered in that red.
Simone, here you have it angulated. It's angulated now.
Yep.
There's angulated, a little bit bigger than Jurassic and Paleozoic. Look at that. So it's still going to grow a little bit. Oh, this is a birthday gift. Same one that we saw.
No, this is different.
No, it's a different.
This is a big boy, this as well.
Isn't this wonderful that we can see so many tortoises?
This is an old boy as well, sure.
How do you know the difference between a boy and a girl?
To be completely honest with you, so I've been studying the big tortoises of Nyosi, to be completely honest. So I know who lives where.
Easily spotted.
No, so it is a bit of a challenge. So you can kind of tell if you look on the back here, this piece here.
Yeah.
So that back scoot, typically your females, it's more It's difficult to explain. So your males have more of like a
So
V
it
shape.
looked different there.
Yeah, slight, but very slightly different.
Okay.
And then, as I said, I've been studying them. Where the bigger ones are. We only have 7 big individuals on the whole reserve. We've seen 2 of them this morning. This is the second one.
Lucky.
Yeah. Normally we barely see 1 on a drive. So to see 2 on one drive is insane.
And an ungulate.
And then the ungulate as well, which is always special.
And
then
giraffe.
Jerry's going to have a drink.
Yeah.
We on our way. There's another giraffe in the background.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Let's
can
go
see.
to Jerry's. but,
Okay.
yeah, the other way you can tell is if you put your hand under the shell.
Yeah.
Your males tend to have an indent, so the under of the shell looks like this. The females have a flat shell.
Here we go.
There's another one at the back.
Listen, this is just, I thought we were going to miss this because it's on the plains. And look at
Was he
this.
drinking?
This where we saw the zebras first.
Yeah. So this is a great example of everything in nature is all about timing. Because the zebras were here first,
Yeah.
but that herd is now down there. This is a different herd. This is 3 bachelor
Coming
males.
for drinking.
Sorry. This is one male and 2 females. My bad. Sorry. And then you've got the giraffe coming here, and the blessbuck, which wasn't here earlier as well. And there's another giraffe in the background somewhere, which I've now lost.
I saw
He
that.
was there.
It
now
was
Yeah.
there.
Oh, he's
Oh no, it's still
he's
there.
bending, yeah.
Yeah, you can see it in line with the pole.
Eating, yeah. How many giraffes do you have?
Currently 11 in total.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, but they spread out a lot, especially lately. They've really diversified throughout the whole reserve.
And look, they move.
Our friends in Rubik East that
Yeah.
have the game farm, they started off with 2 giraffes. They
Yeah.
now have 14.
Jeepers.
Yeah. And
They
I
must-
think that was about 4 or 5 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They've been breeding like wildfire.
But, they might have brought in some more, but breeding as well.
Yeah, it's always good if you're only going to start with
Oh,
2. That
look at
you want to bring in more
Yeah.
for genetics.
Yeah.
But once you've got a couple of males and they're kind of doing their own thing, and a couple of females, if you just have, let's say, 3 or 4 males of the same age, your genetic diversity is going to be incredible. So you don't actually have to worry about bringing in any others for a long time,
Yeah.
which is always good.
Oh, look how beautiful there.
Yeah.
And every
This
animal
is
is
chilling.
so unique and beautiful. Look at that tail, Nesule. And a black tail of it all.
Yeah. Yeah, you see how they lean down to drink like this?
Yeah.
So giraffe will only drink for a few seconds at a time. The reason why, it's a safety hazard. If you think of a giraffe, out of that whole animal, where's its ultimate weakness?
The neck.
The neck. So now, naturally, to drink water, what do? They have to lower their neck to the ground. So they're lowering their weak point to the ground where predators can get hold of them.
Yeah, yeah.
So they only want to do that for a very short amount of time before they pop up. Yeah.
And when they fight, it's
Yeah.
Baie dankie vir vandag se visit. Dit was goed om julle hier so te hê Sanet.
Ja, julle maak laat mense baie welkom voel. Ons sal definitief weer terugkom.
Plesier en jy is baie welkom.
Baie dankie hoor. Jy het 'n great persoonlikheid. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Dis ook al my net beautiful. En dis hulle vinger. Dit is nogal 'n substantial vinger. Verskoon my. Dit is lekker vingertjie hierdie hoor.
my net op my swaar trek.
Seker nog, maar daar is die besproeiing.
In die somer is ons droogtyd. Ons het my altyd
was gewees. Baie dankie Scott.
Thank you, Scott. I really appreciate you including me in this.